Have you ever helped a celebrity without realizing who they were? I was working the graveyard shift at a 24-hour diner in downtown Nashville when this guy stumbled in around 2 a.m. He looked like absolute garbage. Messy hair, wrinkled clothes, sunglasses at night, and he was clearly drunk off his ass. The guy slumped into a corner booth and mumbled something about coffee. My manager, Janet, was in the back doing inventory, so it was just me and the cook, Ray. The drunk guy kept his head down and spoke so quietly I had to lean in to hear him. "Can I get some coffee and maybe some toast?" he asked. His voice was hoarse like he'd been screaming. I brought him the coffee and noticed his hands were shaking. Not just drunk shaking. This looked like anxiety or something worse. The guy seemed really messed up. "You okay, man?" I asked. He looked up for the first time and I could see his eyes were bloodshot behind those stupid sunglasses. "Just having a rough night." I minded my own business but kept an eye on him. Around 3 a.m., 3 guys in suits walked in and started looking around. They had that security guard vibe. Earpieces, serious faces, the whole thing. "We're looking for someone," one of them said to me. Tall guy, probably wearing sunglasses. Something about these dudes felt off. The drunk guy in the corner had gone completely rigid when they walked in. "Haven't seen anyone like that," I lied. "Just been me and the cook all night." The security guys looked around once more and left. The drunk guy let out this huge breath and his whole body relaxed. "Thanks," he whispered. "No problem. You in some kind of trouble?" He laughed, but it sounded bitter. "You could say that. My manager's been trying to control every aspect of my life. Tonight I just snapped." I refilled his coffee. "Want to talk about it?" For the next 2 hours, this guy told me everything. His manager was basically holding him prisoner, controlling his money, his schedule, even who he could date. He'd finally had enough and ran out of some event earlier that night. "I just want to disappear for a while," he said. "Be a normal person." When Janet came back from inventory, she took one look at the guy and her jaw dropped. She grabbed my arm and dragged me to the kitchen. "Do you know who that is?" she whispered. "Some drunk guy having a bad night?" "That's Tyler Coleman, the country singer. He's all over the radio." I had no clue who Tyler Coleman was. I don't listen to country music. Janet was freaking out. "We need to call someone. The news. His people." "No way," I said. "The guy just wants to be left alone." She argued with me for 10 minutes, but I refused to budge. When we came back out, Tyler was gone. He'd left $40 for a $5 tab and a note that said, "Thanks for treating me like a human being." 3 days later, Tyler Coleman was all over the news. He'd fired his manager and was taking a break from touring. The story said he'd disappeared for several hours and no one knew where he'd gone. A week after that, I was working another late shift when a guy in a baseball cap walked in. It was Tyler, but he looked completely different. Clean, relaxed, normal clothes. "Hey," he said with a smile. "Can I get that coffee and toast again?" I poured his coffee. "You look better." "I feel better. I wanted to thank you properly." He handed me an envelope. "And I wanted to ask if you'd like a job." Inside was a check for $5,000 and a business card for his new management team. "I'm putting together a new crew of people I can trust," he said. "People who won't sell me out for a quick buck. Interested?" I ended up becoming his personal assistant. Best decision I ever made.